Deep, deep beneath the earth, there's a place where darkness stretches into realms yet undiscovered. Reality shifts and its edges blur, creating new spaces and realms. One of these realms is known as the Below, the Night World, or simply the Underdark, for the sun never reaches this pitch-black place. Beneath the sky, which consists of a rocky ceiling that puts even the biggest caves to shame, there are waves of viscous, dark water lapping at the shore of few and small islands. These islands are the only dots of inhabitable land within the large ocean, the Black Sea. The biggest one of these islands might have been earth and rock once, but now it consists of metal and concrete, a city bigger than even the great capitals of the lands above. Illuminated only by the white, harsh light of magical lamps, the City of Shadows is home to many folk. Our three protagonists should be wary though, as a single false step in the City of Shadows can plunge you into the dark forever, just as well as one right move can rise you above the rest. A delicate net of intrigue, desire and death weaves all across the city, connecting criminals, civilians and nobles alike. Everyone has to find their place in it. Everyone needs to learn to navigate this treacherous maze. Can you do it? Or will we die alone and forgotten?
Evening, little dove. The name's Sahir Marlowe, and I'll be ferrying your ass and all your shit across the Black Sea this evening. Mind your fingers and toes, keep 'em in the boat, and for Rapta's sake, don't go leaning over the water. See, the waves hide terrible secrets from those that travel the surface. Not much unlike Sahani, the City of Shadows, yeah? You see, little dove, there's all sorts of things to discover in the city, if you know where and how to find them. Me? I'm just a gondolier, nothing special. Yeah, that's what I tell everyone, even if they don't believe me. See, I specialize in being ordinary. Been that way for a long time. I grew up in a group home, the old Soft Touch orphanage in the Silk Scarf district. Growing up was tough, yeah. Working in the textile mills, avoiding the gang wars in the streets, hard lessons from the instructors in the home. There wasn't any time to lament our situation, though. Well, not for most of the kids. I might have been upset, but I earned my way out. See, some wealthy madam stopped by the house one afternoon, claiming to be related to me or something. I eyed her suspiciously, went along with it, though. If it meant getting out of the home, I was game. I followed her around for a few days, and one evening, while she was sleeping, I took off with whatever valuables I could carry in my pockets and snuck off. These days, I don't really take valuables off folks, but information. Speaking of which, what's in the cargo, eh? Don't look so worried. I'm harmless. No secret ever passes these lips. Unless the price is right.
I've seen you before, I think, lingering on your way past the shop. I'm glad you've come in. The arrangements out front are pale shades of what you find in here. And nothing beats one of our custom creations. A bouquet of my own. You flatter me, but I'll not turn it down. There's a language in flowers, you know. I've made enough lovers' tokens and funeral wreaths to tell you that even without knowing why, people quite often like to tell a story with their choices. A daisy here for innocence, a sprig of gladiolus there for remembrance. It won't be one of those ostentatious ones you see delivered up to the parties and cafes in Cleargarden. So, let's say a bit of hollyhock and lavender for height, some sweet peas, and perhaps some butterfly weed near the hands. There's color, but you wouldn't think it much to look at, no? But see here, wrapped in the ribbon, a message for those skilled enough to read it. Yes, metaphorically and literally, for you see that is where you'll find a note for your master. I know who you serve, and have been expecting you for some time. Here, have a bit of forget-me-not before you go. A bright spot of blue against the dark of the city, to keep you on your way.
Hush, little one, for you are safe here in my garden. Who are you, you must be wondering? Well, I am Bronard Denul of the great house Sif, but please do call me Broden. To answer the unasked question, no, I cannot see you. Not directly. However, that is because the natural magics of the world are still at work within me. I've always possessed a certain amount of magic, as demonstrated by the dragon mark of healing that wraps around my horns. A mighty gift bestowed to the members of my house, a gift I was nearly denied when my father was executed for planned crimes against the Night Queen. After that event, I withdrew from the affairs of the house, and dedicated myself to this garden. I chose a life of isolation, only leaving to acquire new plants to grow here. But I did not remain isolated. One day I was approached while placing an order for a new flower bush, a group interested in the potential use of gardening to reshape the City of Shadow so that no one would ever go hungry again. I was fooled for a time until my now friend Sahir stopped me and showed me what their true ambition was. I abandoned that group, but they had planted the seeds of an idea. Perhaps I can reshape the City of Shadow through my gardens after all.
Hello everybody, and welcome to City of Shadows session, what the fuck ever it was, I think 7 or something. I'm Swaffer, I will be your GM today, and with me I have...
I'm Eva. I'll be playing Mercy, a sorcerer, it turns out.
I'm unprepared, trying to bring up the stream. I am Raven, and I will be playing Broden.
Is it my turn? It's
Yes.
me. Hi, I'm Wren, and I ruined the introduction, which was my goal, so realistically, it went perfectly. Today I'll be playing Sahir, who is currently going through a little bit of a bedridden state, and we'll see how that works out. I have a feeling things are going to turn around today.
So, that's fine, I don't think we have viewers at the moment anyway. So, who wants to do the recap from last time?
I'm pretty sure I volunteered, even though you asked, like you didn't know I had volunteered, but I'll do it.
I was trying to give you a bit of a leeway, but okay.
So, let's see. Last time, the whole thing's a bit of a blur, not gonna lie. I finished a successful heist on behalf of my very good friend, and snagged some books and some other stupid trinkets, and I don't know, must have ate something rough the day before, or licked something I shouldn't have, because I'm not feeling so good lately. I can't sleep, can't keep anything down. Even water doesn't taste right. And, well, quite frankly, I feel like death. Warmed over and tossed into a bed. And that's where I am right now. My friends, Broden and Em, are quite concerned for me. Which I find touching, but entirely unnecessary. Em even went to the trouble of hiring a doctor to come to the mansion and do a cursory inspection of me and my symptoms. This doctor thinks I'm turning into a vampire. That's a bit laughable, not gonna lie. And the other two seem to be going along with it. In fact, Broden stopped by and left some blood, like a good friend would. Who hasn't stopped by the bedsides of their dying friend and leave a cup of delicious blood? If you can't tell, I'm rolling my eyes right now. But it's been better. And my friends, I can't really speak to what they're doing to occupy their time, but I heard that they were taking a trip to a library, an institution of sorts. I don't know what they did there, but I'm sure they had some quality time preparing for when it'll just be the two of them. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to begrudge them that bonding time. At any rate, I think that's about all I've got right now, unless I forgot anything. But even if I did, what's it matter? I'm just going to be dead in a couple of hours anyways, I'm sure. So let's see.
That was about it, if I recall correctly. Take your d6 of inspiration. One other thing that would probably, I don't know how much importance you would ascribe to it, but you did have a weird dream with a few voices, whatever those meant. So, it is the, well, I can't really say dawn of a new day, but it is indeed a new day. So here, we already rolled last time for this one, so you have a brief period of grace where you aren't dying. I would like to ask Broden and M, what are you doing? As Sahir, if you want to do something, do interfere, but I believe that you are currently not really in the position to do so.
I genuinely don't know without prompting what Broden would be doing.
Fair enough. M, are you doing anything?
M is... She's kind of sworn off books for a while, so she's... Actually, no, that's not true. She's given up most unknown books, but she's going over that Ava Cash... Ava Cash.
Cash.
Theoretical book about I think it was a Pearl of Power.
Yes.
She'll probably just be studying that.
All right. Anything else you want to do for this day? Or are you just going to study?
I would check in on Sahir at some point. Just kind of... Sahir? Are you there? Are you alive?
You'd hear weakly from the bed. Where else am I gonna be?
Well, if you were dead, like... Can I get you anything? Do you need, like... that doctor man?
No. His, diagnosis is still a bit completely off the wall to me. I just...
So you just
Actually,
think you have a cold, or...
I think I'm just dying. Do me a favor. Come here, please. I have a favor to ask.
Mercy will hesitate, but she'll walk into the room and over to their bedside.
Like, lean up on one arm, like propping myself up slightly. What's your face look like?
I'm sorry.
What I'm asking as player, like what's your face look like? What emotion are you expressing?
She's trying her best to look like disaffected, but there's concern in there that's not super well hidden.
All right, 2 favors. First, don't look at me like that. And second, so I've got the distinct feeling I'm not going to be around for too much longer. So if when I'm gone, I want to ask you to, and I kind of look around the room for a moment. I want you to burn this house to the ground.
The whole house.
All of it. Every last wooden plank.
You're dying, I guess, so I'll say yes first. But why? It's not a contingency. I'll do it. I'm just surprised.
Have you ever wondered why your bedroom that you stay in is larger than mine?
Honestly, no. I'm just sort of used to large bedrooms. I didn't really think about it.
That doesn't surprise me. Actually, long time ago, I was a different person. Hard to believe, I know. You at least know I'm an orphan, right? Yeah. Part I always leave out is that this house belonged to a woman who claimed to be my grandmother. Funny story is, I robbed her blind and left the house, even though she took care of me. So, I suppose you could say this is family real estate.
Fair enough.
I'd rather it burn to the ground with the rest of my family and me than stand erect as an eyesore. A reminder.
Sure, Sahir. You have my word.
I'll have to take that. I guess it's about as good as I'm gonna get. I'll flash a weak smile at you and just kind of collapse back in the bed. Do me all right, fine, I lied. A third favor. And I'll point at the vial on the bedstand. Can you get rid of that? It's disgusting. Tell Broden he can have it. Tell Broden they can have it back, please.
It's homemade.
Absolutely. But at this point, the liquid within the vial is slightly viscous. What do you do with it?
I don't know what it is. I don't
Roll me a
really
medicine
want...
check. Oh, fair enough. What's your passive medicine then? Is that a thing? It is now a thing.
My passive
investigation.
medicine is... a good question. Where are literally any of my stats? It's 10, I think.
10. Okay, yeah. Even at a cursory glance, you have no idea what it is.
She'll leave it on if there's some sort of like entryway table or something in like the foyer. Sort of in an area where she doesn't have to look at it, but odds are pretty good she'll remember to give it to Broden at some point.
Fair enough. Just in a cabinet.
I mean, like, out somewhere, not...
Makes nice decor.
I mean, they come over often enough.
They do. Would they on this day? Burden.
They'll probably drop around, and this time remember to introduce their bodyguard to M at the very least.
All right.
This is Pabu.
Pabu gives a nod, but doesn't really say anything. Still looking at Burden for guidance, I suppose.
She'll nod her head in their direction. Welcome to the fun.
Quite big. Thanks.
Nod her head up at them. Broden. That's for you. And she'll just point at where she left the vial of whatever.
Is there a lit fire anywhere nearby? Or any kind of like drain nearby?
There is one. Usually there's one in the dining hall, as it is quite cold in this mansion. There's a lot of holes in the building.
Alright, just gotta toss it out the window and wash out the vial.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, Sahir seemed pretty insistent that you have that, but do with it what you will, I guess.
It was a precautionary measure. Just if they need it. But clearly they don't yet. I think that Broden would have spent at least a little bit of time reading the book on vampires. The perfect predator.
Yes. Can you give me an intelligence check? Actually, wait, the perfect predator, was it? Yes. So you spend your time extracting the information that I already sent you.
Yes.
Broden, I presume at some point you've returned to your home mansion. Can I have your passive perception, please?
My passive.
Yes. Unless, of course, there would be any reason for you to be on constant lookout when you're walking through the city. Which, isn't that ludicrous.
Well, yeah, considering previous events. My passive is 15. If you would like me to roll, I can.
Okay, please roll.
Books everywhere.
That's some mood.
That is a 7 total.
All right. So I'm going to go with the 15, if you don't mind. Since, unfortunately, you don't see anything else, but at some point, on a bridge above one of the various canals of black water, there's something at the back of your mind, something you've seen. You for a brief moment stop and consider your surroundings, but whatever it was, it escaped your attention, barely. And let's do something that we don't normally do, because as Broden walks away, please imagine a camera panning down to the black water, where you can see a single blue petal gently floating along, out of sight and out of mind. But the day passes, and with it, Mercy, could you please give me an Arcana check to see how well you understand what you've studied? This was not enough time to completely go through the book, but will determine how much
That's
more
fair.
you have to do.
That's a 16.
A 16. You've made good headway, and you've understood the initial theories. At some point, you did have to take a quick break, and I believe you have a few other books on magic. Is that correct? Didn't you purchase some basic books, or is that another campaign I'm thinking of?
Magic
You
for beginners or something from
Yes.
Weaves Wares.
Yes.
Oh, no.
So
I
you
borrowed
have to-
them from the library. I apologize. I borrowed them, not bought them.
It's fine. You have them at any point, and with those you can easily confer to make sure you understood the basic theories before advancing. And although you're not an arcane prodigy by any means, you think you've got a pretty good grasp on. You think you've got a pretty good grasp. You can prove me wrong, of course. You've got a pretty good
can't.
grasp on
You're right.
what the next steps have to be. You just read a book and now you're magic. I presume you haven't quite studied the subject as intensively as a prodigy would. Well, then again, a
No.
prodigy probably is natural. Anyway, moving on from definitions of words that might or might not mean something. We end this day. So here, can I please have 2 Constitution saving throws from you? As is tradition at this point.
Oh, this is good. I failed both.
Oh no, you take.
I'm pretty sure I failed both. That's a 5 and a 7.
You did indeed fail both. You take 2 points of exhaustion.
Cool.
How many points do you have right now?
That puts me at 5. One
I
more. and I
believe
think
6 is death.
Yeah.
Alright. So, this points are here. You mostly drift in and out of consciousness. Not really thinking anymore, just kind of existing. And you don't exactly hear these voices again, but sometimes you can hear the tone of them or capture the feeling of them in your mind. They don't really say anything, no sentences you could decipher, but it feels like a connection is there somewhere. Broden and Mercy, it is another day. What would you like to do? This day is a bit special, so you wouldn't have the entire day, but you can start it.
Special like a holiday?
Sure.
Would Go upstairs again and knock on Sahir's door again. Hey,
At this point,
do you want like gruel or something?
yeah. At this point, Sahir, I don't believe you would be able to hear that anymore.
Sahir.
Just blink at you.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Nope, don't like this.
I imagine I look terrible.
You look fucking horrible. Completely pale, your skin is dry as paper. So, well, we shan't talk about how you're feeling because it's not too good right now.
Oh, okay.
I like that card.
That's very nice handwriting. Blink once if there's anything I can bring you. Can you blink at all? Okay.
God, I would have such a pithy comment if I was in better condition right now, but like when you say blink once, if I need anything or if you can bring me anything, my eyes furrow, my brows furrow just a little bit, and I just close them.
Like how you don't present them with an option to say no. Just yes. Just yes. There is only help. It is inevitable. Okay. So here,
Yeah.
spitingly closes their eyes.
She'll slink back out and go sit downstairs.
Out of interest, do you lock the doors?
Yeah, they asked me to.
Okay.
Or suggested I do. I listen to
back
them
down into the
sometimes.
Okay, sure. So, down in the dining hall, how do you continue your day? I know it's a lot of the same question, but believe it or not, days have to be filled by something.
Yeah. I think actually she would try to think of the timeline. If she hasn't already copied the book that was supposed to go back to Mr. Barawani, she would like to do so.
Right. I don't believe you have done so already. Have you purchased the materials to do so?
I think I did at the
Bookstore?
Weaves Wares. Maybe?
I don't believe
I
they would
can't remember
have.
what we talked about. Okay.
No, I don't believe you did.
Okay, then I did not.
Right, you would need to go to a bookbinder to buy those materials. I don't believe a bookshop would have those.
Which makes sense.
So, is that your day trip then?
That is my day trip then.
Perfect. So, your little outing is easy enough to accomplish. The bookbinder of your choice, since I assume you have one, is actually located quite close to the cafe. But you don't see anything terrible happening at first glance, so I presume you go and buy the materials. They are actually quite pricey. They are 2 gold, since the book was actually quite well made.
I mean, it seems like a sound investment to me.
Mm-hmm. Does it?
It does. It does. The alternative seems worse.
Okay. So, after purchasing those materials, do you just head home?
I would like to wrap them. If the bookbinder doesn't have them stop somewhere. Are we saying the binder has made them for me, or I still need to?
You would still need to do it yourself. You can pay them.
Are they not a bookbinder?
Yes, you can pay them to do so. However, the materials, you just purchase the materials.
Okay.
Do you want to pay them to do so? This will take a while. Approximately, let's see, approximately 5 days. Roughly.
Roughly. And how
exactly 5 days.
How much is it for them to bind it?
That's actually less than the materials themselves. That would be 1 gold.
Okay.
As the book itself wasn't terribly difficult to bind, it was just
okay.
Pricey.
But they'll bind it to my direction, and
yes, they are actually accomplished and proficient in this thing.
Again, I think it's probably worth the investment. I will hand over the 3 gold, and then I'll return home.
All right. Interesting. All right.
Oh,
so you are back home. Yes.
I would like to, because I'll admit I don't remember when I said I would have the book back. I would like to send a note to Mr. Baramani, just saying that I will hold on to it for another week or so, and then return it. If there was a time.
How do you go about this? I don't believe there was.
If we hadn't discussed a timeline, then I won't do it. I just didn't want to be overdue if I had promised it by a certain day.
Yes, you did not.
Okay, then I feel like that would just be annoying to him, so I won't.
Do not annoy him.
Yeah.
So, you return home after a successful day, which brings us to Broden. Broden, is there anything you do in the morning?
I believe that Broden would spend the morning at least tending to their garden before going to check on Sahir.
Interestingly enough, the flowers in your greenhouse have seemingly gotten bigger overnight.
Fascinating. Is there a
Cat?
We'll say that was their familiar.
Yeah.
Is there any noticeable flowering?
Yes. They are the aforementioned blue petals. I will point out that the growth of these plants seems to be irregular. Or at least after a pattern that you can't discern. Yet, of course.
I'm a druid. Eventually I will understand the pattern, and then I'll be one with nature.
I will know all about the plants. So,
yes.
After your morning in the greenhouse, but before you return to check on Sahir, there's something that has not happened in quite a long time. As you were sitting in, I believe, maybe the study or the dining room, you can hear the front door opening, the very distinctive clack, clack, clack of high-heeled shoes, or rather boots, on your mansion floor. Around the corner, now a person comes whom you haven't seen quite a while. A large miniature woman with quite a lot of jewelry, as well as extravagant and expensive clothing in dull green tones, well, not dull, but light green tones, around the corner, looking seemingly quite agitated. As she spots you, she doesn't really stop. She just gives you a surprised look, then says, "Ah, Broden, you're here, good," and storms past you into, her quarters.
Well, I don't think Broden would make mention, would take particular notice of that comment. I'm trying to find. No, I think they would continue on with their business and not question their mother's return.
You simply note that she has returned and move on to visit Sahir. You find them in very much the same state, if not worse.
Are they? Is Sahir awake when Brodan drops by noonish?
Sahir, do you want to be?
Yeah. My eyes are open.
Sahir. I don't know what to say. I had something to say, and then I forgot it the moment I started speaking. That's player talking. I'm here for you, if you need anything. Angry blinking continues.
Slow, steady blinking.
I think at this point, Broden would take the hint and close and lock the door. Do you have any spells? It might, I need to read this. That will have no effect. Either way. Okay. Yeah, no, there's not much they can do at this moment beyond creating more of that anticoagulant that they made previously. But at this point, I don't know how much good it would do.
Honestly, at this point still, it would greatly alleviate the pain.
Alright, then,
Which still,
yeah.
as you say, in the medical field, quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mildly adequate, as I would put it. Yeah, then Gordon would make some more of that to give to Sahir if they're in a position to drink it, or whatever form it comes in. But
I mean, not without assistance.
yes, which Brodan has some ability to provide.
I imagine I'm not in much of a state to offer any confirmation or fight with you on it either way. So we'll just go ahead and say no problems on my end. So if you're gonna feed this to me or whatever, don't feel bad about it.
It's a very generous statement. No problems on your end.
It didn't make anything worse last time, so I'm gonna continue with the treatment.
At least it's not blood. That's
Not
all I'll
yet.
say.
Hey, if you ever need a blood donor.
Careful what you offer.
True. So here, about 1 or 2 hours after you've taken this medicine by Broden, you come into clarity. Just very much that last moment of conscious thought and somewhat. Your body seems to have calmed down a bit regarding the pain and the dryness. Is there anything you would like to do? Broden, I presume you will have gone away after 2 hours?
They might spend the rest of the day-ish at the manor with some of the books that they procured from the library.
Yes. At some point, Mercy would also probably join you, returning from her ventures. But at the moment, Sahir, what do you do with possibly your last few conscious moments?
Excellent question. I literally can't. I don't have the strength to get myself out of bed. I don't have the strength to do pretty much anything. So, I think all I'm going to do is call for Chap. Where's Chap?
Chap is still at your bedside, kind of on the night table, looking at you.
I will just not even looking at the mouse because I don't have the strength to look over. I just am talking to the air, assuming he's actually there. I just would say, Chap. I'm dead. Don't eat me.
You hear a small thump, and then there's this very, very small indent on the bed, and then something nudges your hand.
When I'm dead, don't eat me. And when I'm gone, just get out of here. Find yourself. No, don't argue with me. Just go.
Incessant squeaking noises.
Oh, God. Gods take me. You know, send for... fine. Umar. Get Umar. You know who that is, right?
There's another small... And then you hear...
Yeah, at least I can die in silence.
One last squeak. This fucking mouse. Well, guess he's going on another adventure. So, the Sahir lies on their deathbed, strength slowly fading. We cut to a mouse. Here I was again, in the darkened streets that I was so familiar with now. Oh, how I missed it. As Chap is going off to have their own little adventure. Coming back as a little one fighter or something. God damn it, this mouse. So, as the day comes to a close, the lamps in Sahani kind of begin to dim a bit, at least those that were bothered to be programmed with their day-night cycle, making the city even darker. And outside of your window, the lamp also dims, not the street lamp. And you're lying in this half-darkness, as there's no lamp to illuminate it. Can I have another 2 Constitution saving throws, please?
I think I'm going to use my inspiration die on one of them because I feel like clinging to life is funnier than anything else right now, which will make 2 12s.
2 12s. That might actually be close for a moment. The DC is 13. It is a long fight, I will say. But in the end, Sahir lies still. There is no breath in their chest. No warmth anymore. And when the lamp outside breaks, drenching the room in total darkness, Sahir dies. Let's see what the next day brings. God damn it. Sahir, you awake in total darkness. Lying there, around you, you hear the sounds of mice and rats in the walls. Off in the distance, footsteps, the faint of lights on the street. Even further away, you hear chatter of people. That's the moment when you realize you aren't breathing. There's no heartbeat. Your eyes open. And above you, on the ceiling, without a heartbeat, incidentally, unmoving, sits a spider, large and black. Though it is, for you, quite a ways away, this is not a small room by any means. You can almost see each hair on its leg. It is completely unmoving. But when it does, just one leg, a tiny shift in movement you can see for a second, its golden underside, the stripes on the insides of its leg. What do you do?
Look around the rest of the room. moving as little as possible.
Can I have a perception check, please?
Can you? Can you? I don't know, can you?
Can I?
Like, can you? Can who? Perception. Oh boy, I rolled a 9. That's bad.
9. It takes a while to notice the delicate silvery strings spun across the entire room, like a fine maze made of silk. And it takes even longer for you as you don't want to move, yet the pain has faded, incidentally, to notice there's structure behind this maze. Certain pathways collide and continue, spiraling and twisting into each other like a large pattern that you slowly can begin to discern. As you do, the spider moves, shifting, and slowly begins to drop from the ceiling on a fine strand of silk, moving down towards you.
The instant that spider starts to drop, I am going to roll over and just start crawling to whatever direction I can away from it.
Fair enough. As you drop, well, from the bed, I mean, you feel refreshed, almost good, like you've ever been before. You can feel your muscles coiling beneath your skin. You can feel each bit of potential within you. And as you begin to crawl forward, you can hear behind you the gentle as the 8 legs move across the mattress, slowly and deliberately. For some reason, there is no instinctual fear of this clearly dangerous creature. You know it is dangerous, but still. As you begin to crawl, you reach the first strand of silk between you and the door, and incidentally, this shift in perspective, this is the start of the maze.
Stupid question.
Yes.
This is like... Is this like the bedroom I was in, or is it a completely different...
This is the bedroom you were in.
Room? Okay. So is there a window?
There is a window, yes. Slightly to the left side.
I'm not going into a maze. I'm going to jump out the window.
The window is behind the maze. You can still tear through the silk. It doesn't seem sticky enough to hold you, especially not now. You can see this strand more as an invitation. Or a dare, perhaps.
Well, if it's between me and the window, I will push through it.
Rip through silks of silver, and it's almost as if those were violin chords that you suddenly ripped as something breaks. The tension that was there but you didn't notice before is gone. And as you look back, covered in silver strands, there is no spider. As you look down on yourself, there is no silk. Only you and the window.
Let's fling open the sash. Whoosh.
You open the window and the wind comes through. It is strong, but not unreasonably so. Sometimes it comes from this direction. It brings a breeze of fresh air. And if you could, you would probably take a deep breath. What do you call
it? Is there anything out in the courtyard or outside the window?
Well, there is the garden which you neglected, still growing. Past the garden, there's the wrought iron fence. Past it is the street with the one broken lamp. Some people are going along it, but still few people. Nothing unnatural catches you on.
Okay, so if this is... Alright. Everything seems...
Make another perception check, please.
Everything seems pretty much the way it should be. Oh boy. An 11.
Go on.
I'm gonna jump out the window. It's not like I haven't done it before.
It's not that you haven't done it before, no. This time you don't even need an acrobatics check. Easier than ever before, you managed to climb out of the window and land with a grace that, yes, you had potentially before, but this feels easy as child's play. You land without making a sound. A soft grass, probably.
Well, I'll make my way back to the front door. Since the bedroom was barred from the other side, I figure I'm just going to come through the front. So.
Fair enough. At this point, I would like to ask both Mercy and Broden what they are doing.
What time of day is this at this point?
Morning. Early morning, maybe even.
Early, like 4, 8.
Oh, you have very different standards than I do. 7, maybe 6 o'clock.
Okay.
That's my early morning right there.
She doesn't really have anywhere to be. If she's even awake, Mercy would probably be... she'd still be in bed.
Broden?
At 6 in the morning, would have already been in the garden for an hour at least.
You monster.
Hey, you want the finest garden in the city, you gotta work for it.
In the morning, really. So, none of you notice when Sahir opens the doors from the outside. Broden, you're in a completely different building. And Mercy, you're still sleeping, I suppose, or up already and... Okay, so sleeping it is.
Probably sleeping.
Sahir, you open the doors. There's nothing unusual there. However, you do a double take, turning around as you indeed see somebody standing across the street. Somebody of a very small stature, but somebody who is not an unwelcome sight, as you did indeed send for them this night. In your show, you're going to die. Across the street, for lack of a better word, loitering, stands Umar, the Undertaker. Once you catch their eye, they wave and begin slowly moving over towards you. Hello there. Your mouse came to find me. I think it's your mouse, at least. It was quite agitated. You have no idea what's going on with it. You're very pale. What's going on with it, but there was something weird happening, so I thought I'd better drop by.
Ah. Umar, I sent the mouse to you. Surprisingly.
Oh. The entire way to me? Oh, that's impressive.
Well, honestly, I'm surprised that he made it, frankly. But I kind of shift for a moment. I thought I was gonna be dead by the time you got here.
Oh, if you don't mind me saying, look quite dead to me. Painless.
How do I?
Oh.
How bad is it?
You know how people say I've seen corpses looking better than you? I've actually seen corpses looking better than you. Actual corpses. You look awful. Just awful. Anyway, can you invite me inside? I want to discuss something with you, maybe not for the street. No idea where my accent is going. That's fine.
Yeah. Come on in. I was just gonna make my way in to start some tea? Hot water? I don't know. Do you want something?
Tea sounds amazing. Because let me tell you, as you walk into the manor, closing the doors behind you, I have had an evening. So, you know how you said to me, Uma, tell me when the shit starts going wrong, when your customers start, walking about. Guess what started to happen? I was burying this child, right? Lead coffin and everything, and suddenly it jumps out at me.
No shit.
That doesn't usually happen. I've been an undertaker for a lot of years now, and that doesn't usually happen.
Doesn't usually?
Well, there was this incident with, a few people, but that was a few years ago. I think before you were born, actually.
So this kid jumps out of the coffin, and then what?
Yeah, blue face and everything. Human kid, completely normal a second ago. I dumped the coffin on the raft. Bit of water gets into the coffin, because I hadn't closed it yet, because, that lid is heavy. And suddenly, it leaps out at me, face completely blue, and starts clawing and biting at me. Thank God I had a shovel.
Okay, so you took care of it.
I mean, I dumped it in the coffin, then put the coffin down there, as I always do. So I assume I took care of it.
Blue. Is it normal for the corpses to look blue like that, then?
Honestly, we've been suffocated, no. Or, magic. Or tieflings. Or drow with skin condition. Anyway, it doesn't usually happen.
Interesting. Hold on just a moment. I'm gonna go check on my house guest.
Also, you promised me tea. Also, you promised me tea.
I did.
You did.
I want to make sure I make enough if she also wants some. I'll be right back. And I will head
in the dining hall.
I'll head up to M's room and rap on the door.
Having not had anyone rap on the door recently, at least for the past few nights, M is going to definitely be awake at that point. Hello?
Hey, you decent? Can I come in?
Sahir? Yeah? Yes?
I'll,
Yes?
slip in to the room. kind of creak the door open and poke in. Hey. What's the matter? I know you're tired, but you look kind of like you can't believe your eyes.
I mean, I could be asleep, I guess. You were just, you know, like last time I saw you, and you look, I mean,
Yeah.
upright, which is a good start. Are you better?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest.
Okay. What time is it?
Oh, it's early.
Okay.
My friend Umar stopped by. Has an interesting story, and I thought maybe you'd like to hear it. And also, I thought maybe you wanted, I don't know, some breakfast tea or something.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I very much want to know what's going on. I'll be down, like, 1 minute. This might be household appropriate. This is not meeting new people, Umar, appropriate.
Oh, right. I've never introduced you to Umar.
I've heard
I
a
wouldn't
lot
worry too-
about Umar, but
I
feel
wouldn't
like...
worry too much about appearances with him.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it, it's fine. She's gonna splash some cold water on her face, just to kind of like double check that she's really awake, and then she'll just follow Sahir downstairs.
At the table in the dining hall, you can see this very ragged-looking, small for even a gnome, gnome, sitting there at the table. They have huge dark circles under their eyes, but they look quite, I wouldn't say jovial, but very much okay with themselves and the situation they're currently in. Lounging on the chair, and as you come down, they just give you a quick hello.
Good morning. Umar,
Morning.
right?
Yes.
Hi, I'm...
You don't seem sure about that.
It's very early, and this is just...
Is it?
How I talk. I hear you have a story for me.
I'm not going to tell you again.
Sahir.
Umar, come on.
Fine. Dead body jumped out at me.
Okay.
Did I mention Umar's an undertaker?
You have mentioned that. I'm feeling slightly better about that.
Don't get to talk to a lot of people who, talk back.
That's fair. When was this? Where was this?
Oh, tonight.
How was... Why was this?
I have no idea.
Tonight. Where was the body from?
Oh, God. I think I found it around Pint Walk. Well, not I personally, but it was brought to me by the night guard. As you know, they don't often appear over there, but sometimes they do.
Pint Walk. That's not...
I mean, I suppose it's not unusual for people to get stabbed there. Just...
Do you know who it was, or... I don't
No
really
idea.
know your line of work. Where was the body going?
Down.
Do you just chuck them anywhere, or...
Oh, no, we put him in a coffin, then put him down.
know, I never really thought too much about this, and I'm liking it less and less.
I mean, we've got a lot of people down here, and we start putting the dead ones onto the space we have already, and that would be full after quite a while.
No, I mean, you could, I don't know, burn them or something.
Oh, we do, if you can, you know, afford it.
When she says that, she's going to take a sidelong look at Sahir and just sort of assess them.
Medicine check, please.
Um, 11.
11. I mean, they look fine, honestly. You're not close enough to really do an in-depth diagnosis. But they're running around, they're talking, they're sassy again.
I mean, what more can you ask for? Alright, and what? I'm confused as to why you thought Sahir needed this information.
Oh, they asked me to.
Sahir, you asked them for weird corpse attacks? You know, I think I will have some tea. I think this is going to help immensely.
Right, where's that tea?
Water's gotta boil. And I'm not gonna watch the pot.
Why not?
Be inconsiderate.
Look, remember those flowers we found? I'm just not even gonna dignify that question with an answer. Those flowers we found. And, the talk of the fact that the flowers had necromantic power. Remember?
That is how you're required to say it, yeah. I do recall that, actually.
Yeah, so after we went looking and we found the flowers, I went and spoke to Umar here and just asked them very politely to let me know if any of the dead start coming back to life.
I knew you could be polite if you wanted to.
Lies.
I'm perfectly pleasant.
Was there any, aside from not just like laying there dead, was there anything weird about this body?
I'll turn all blue. Well, not all blue, I suppose.
Blue like me? Or like a blueberry blue,
You know,
or like
you know,
very cold?
When I pulled the thing back into the coffin, I didn't really stop and have like a little colour palette out to check. Blue.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, gonna think of it next time.
Are you okay?
Definitely not going back into my job unarmed.
I mean, that's fair. Did it hurt you?
Oh no.
Where
was
is
quite
it
small.
now?
Not down under. Literally.
Smart.
It's my job to put corpses back into the water or cremate them. You know, I did my job.
I mean, can it swim? Is it like locked down?
Not
tight?
in a lead coffin.
Okay, that's all right. All right.
I actually did laugh.
While they're talking, I have slipped away to go get the tea.
Yes. The truly important things here. Well, anyway, is that all?
I suppose, unless you want to stick around for some tea.
I mean, yes.
Yes.
They pull out like a little... It's like a little horn, but insulated with a cup, with a lid.
Nice.
I do come back with a little tray and the fixins for tea, pear cups, an adorable little
Pour-
pot and some
Do you
sugar.
pour them? Do you pour them all in like these little cups and then distribute them?
No, I just put it all down on the table.
Fair enough. They take the can and pour it into their horn. Like about half the tea later, they pocket it again. Well, that's my thing. No, somebody to put down. Goodbye.
Bye, Umar.
Literally skip out of the house.
Sahir, I have to say, he might be one of my favorite of your friends. Really brings a certain something to this house.
A real lively attitude.
That's it.
I'll just take a seat at the table.
Sahir, I mean, you look good. You sound good. Which is good. You sounded awful. Like, you looked even... Okay. One question, and then I'll leave it alone if you want. How did you get out of your room?
Oh, out the window. I knew the door was barred, so I just jumped out.
Should have thought about that.
Yeah. In retrospect, yeah.
In my defense, you looked pretty weak at the time. Like, you know. Not so much for going through the glass or lifting the... Anyway. Now
Yeah.
What's the plan?
I don't know. To be honest, I wasn't really thinking this far ahead.
I take it you still don't want me to burn the house, so...
Well, I'm not dead, am I?
You look pretty good to me.
Thank you. I feel like that's the kindest thing you've said to me. Uma said I look like shit, so...
I mean, he didn't see you last night, so...
Fair.
I'm gonna go down to the cafe and check on my messages. You good here?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Alright. She's gonna give them one last confused look before she leaves.
Fair enough. So, Mercy, we accompany you down to the cafe which you passed yesterday. I don't know. Are you aware that today is the day you were supposed to meet with your sibling in the cafe? Or is this complete coincidence?
I knew it was around this time.
Okay! Lucky guess then. Because it actually does not take long for you after you arrive for a honestly relatively small figure to arrive. This time they're not wearing a brown emo hoodie, grey I mean, but instead they're wearing a tight coat against the somewhat colder temperatures that have recently begun to arise. Bundled up, and they seem to almost have made an effort to not be recognized. Honestly, yeah. I mean, fits. They enter the cafe, look around. Eye catches you, unless you want to conceal yourself.
No.
They move over to you. They look a bit nervous, looking around. Nothing really is happening. So in the end, they sit down. Sid comes up to you. Oh, can I get you anything? And here just mutely shakes her head.
I'll have tea, thank you, Sid.
All right, come up.
Hero, good day.
Mercy. Wait for a while, not saying anything, until the tea arrives. Is there anything you would like to say, or are you just silent?
Oh no, I'm waiting. I will sip my tea.
You sip your tea, Victor being calm, and you notice. Can I have an insight check, please? Actual tea sipping. I approve of this.
It's coffee, but I was thinking tea, and it was...
Fuck. That must have been jarring.
It was...
See, that could not happen to me.
No, it could not. 13.
13. They keep somewhat fiddling, which is very unusual since they, have been brought up to conceal emotions in situations like this. Although this probably isn't really a treaty or anything like that.
The day is still young.
The day is still young. They seem to almost bring themselves to say something, but several times you can see their mouth opening, then closing. And after about 3 times, they let out this sigh. Okay, so I think you know what we were talking about last time.
Yes.
I think you found a way in.
I'm sorry, I didn't actually hear that. That was...
Oh, I think I found a way in.
Have you?
It's not foolproof, but... Let's just say I dug around in a few old contacts of mine. Apparently, they haven't all turned out to be useless.
Wonders never cease. Is there anything I can do to boost those odds?
Depends on if you want to.
Depends on what you would be asking.
Well, I haven't actually met them yet. We're in contact about, via somebody else, but they dropped out. Didn't want to do it anymore. Something scared them. I have no idea what.
Who do your contacts work for?
Not themselves.
Are they anyone I would know? Or know of?
Remember that weapons merchant? He used to sometimes come by our house. Mother spoke with them. Sometimes.
Alright.
No, it was them. I knew somebody who knew somebody. No, they didn't want to have anything to do with me or them anymore.
Interesting. Mother doesn't know anything about this. does she?
Please. No, she doesn't.
Just checking. Alright, so you want, what, backup?
You seem to be more used to this kind of stuff. Send me a letter with a place to meet. It's a bar in Pint Walk. Whenever I'm ready, I'm supposed to go there and ask for them.
GM, we're what, like a month and a half from the party?
About a month by now.
Okay. I'd say that you're probably going to be ready soon then. Unless you're leaving
I
this
need
for the
to
last
prepare anything. I'd never leave anything to the last minute. That's your style.
It is.
I don't know if I need to do anything or prepare anything.
I mean, it's always good to have a backup plan.
I don't even have a plan to begin with.
Always know where your exits are.
So, what am I supposed to do? Scout out the building or something? See if there's a nice convenient bench. Have a Sahani career with small eye holes cut out.
That would be very useful, yes.
You're shitting me.
Do you know where this bar is?
I know how to get there. I mean, inside check, please.
Eva doesn't think they do. Ooh. Mercy doesn't either. 18.
No. They do know. I suppose the way they get there is to walk to a carriage and then say the name of the bar and get there. You know, technically they didn't lie.
Gosh darn it, hero. Alright. Alright.
Anyway.
Why
that's
don't
not-
we just do a little look around this weekend?
Like a family outing.
I was going to say reconnaissance, but sure, if you want to make it a family bonding experience, sure. I'm very touched.
Bonding experience.
Swapper.
That's not actually what I need from you. I can pay somebody to do that. What I need from you, I need to know more about this contact of mine.
Of course.
A few things don't line up.
Like what?
Nobody knows their last name, or their first name, I suppose.
What do you call them?
Kale. Can I have... This one is interesting. Can I have an intelligence check with your proficiency bonus added?
Oh, bless.
It's the name... You do know the name.
It's a 5.
It's a 5. Yeah, you've heard that name.
I'll do
Some
the
noble or
recap
something.
next week. Or next time.
You have no idea who that is, right? Never
Not
paid attention?
unless they're part of a salad, no.
Right. Anyway. So they say they're a merchant. I've no idea what they're selling. Not really got a lot of merchant contacts. But they're often at, gatherings, events. Kind of thing we used to go to.
Sure. Part of...
You see how this is weird?
I do.
Good. So they shouldn't actually be there if they don't have anything to contribute. You're friends with a lot of people, though. Here's the truly
Friends?
weird part.
Or associates.
They lean forwards. That's it. I think they're friends with a lot of people. But when I asked these people about them, they couldn't really tell me a whole lot about them.
Interesting. kind of like their style.
Of course you would.
I mean, it's just handy. I'm sure they're paying for it somehow. Is there anything else?
Well,
you
they
can tell
don't
me?
have any money. Well, they shouldn't have.
I mean, there's other ways to pay.
Of course now. Anyway, so I was thinking, and at this point, the GM is going to completely drop the plot. As indeed the dice roll has occurred that I've been running for about 5 sessions now. And Hero is interrupted by a rather loud and piercing scream from one of the canals. Panic begins to spread from a point that you can't quite see. People begin to scream, and this cacophony of screams turns into people frantically running back and forth trying to escape whatever it is that is there. And in just a few seconds, everything has turned to hell. All over Sahani, people begin to scream. Gondoliers are ripped from their vehicles. People are ripped to pieces by cold hands coming out of the canal as the drowned and dead of Sahani emerge. Their veins bluer than they should be, and sometimes little green leaves sprout out from their limbs and bones. Welcome to the Day of the Dead. Oh, let's have a little bit of a break. And then deal with this. I was going to say, oh, suppose I have to drop the plot if that happens. And the plot has successfully been dropped. Since, you... Well, not really you. You shot somebody... You told somebody to shoot somebody in the head and they dropped into the canal. With some of the seeds. Broden. You're muted. But, Broden, your theory that sometime that they might be, using liquid as a method of pollution. Yeah, that's correct. Anyway, let's go on
Okay.
15 minutes of break and return.
Hydrate, stretch. We'll be back 5 to 10. This is fine. Yep, we're good.
This is absolutely fine.
We'll see you all very soon. Bye.
And welcome back to whatever the fuck this is. So, people screaming, panic spreading, everything is going to shit, and in the midst of it all, in the cafe, we have Mercy, who still hasn't renamed herself on Zoom, which is why I have a second hanger every time I want to say Mercy. Hero, and Sid behind the counter just peeking out. The first one to react is probably Hero, and they look at you with just complete irritation of, "Oh, what's going on?"
I'm sure I don't know. Did you see anything on your way in?
I did not see anything on my way in. And that exact second you heard glass cracking, and there is a body falling against the window. Okay.
Let's reconvene.
I think we should let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, let's...
Oh, we aren't reconvening. I have no idea what I'm doing. You are coming with me right now.
Okay, we're leaving is the point. Let's...
We are leaving. Yes.
Out the back.
Yeah. Take the back door, not the front door. I think the front door is not good right now. What do you mind if I tag along?
Yeah, no, let's go.
You the fuck out. Okay, moving on. So.
It's fine, just everyone out. Oh, shoot.
You leave. Actually, what?
We are going to go to the Be Right Back screen real quick while I fix the cameras.
And everybody did leave out of the ominously long and dark back door. So, can I have a stealth check from, well, Mercy, I suppose. Please, and I don't know, somebody roll for hero. As I'm taking Sid. Yes.
You don't want me to roll for hero.
Hero has... oh no. 16... There's... oh no. They have a +6 to stealth. Yes, that is a 22. So, Hero is actually quite dexterous, as I just found out looking at that stat block. Oh. So, sorry, remind me again what you had? A 12. You and Hero are actually surprisingly quiet. Hero, they are quite sneaky. Can I have an insight check, please?
Yes, and now my mic is properly on. An insight check is also a 12.
Also a 12. Something's off, but you can't quite place your finger on it. However, Sid is not as stealthy as you are.
Oh, Sid.
There is a moment where you all are currently sneaking through back alleys, trying to stay as far away from the canals where the screaming is coming from as possible. And around you, the city has sunken into chaos. People are screaming everywhere. You can sometimes see people just lunging across the alleyways, trying to get to safety. But you haven't really seen something attacking. That is changing now, however, as both you and Hero successfully sneak past an alleyway using a crate as cover. Sid is trying to do the same thing, but they seem to have either positioned themselves slightly off or were slightly too loud or something, as from the other alleyway, which is a bit more down a flight of stairs, suddenly there's this loud followed by the sound of water in large quantities hitting the floor. Then you can hear Can I have initiative, please? I kind of fucked my throat. Oh, Sid! No, Sid! I rolled a 1.
I have an 18. Do you want me to roll for hero?
Yes, please.
That's a 6 on the die.
Alright, so it's an 8 total. They have a higher modifier to stealth than they have to dexterity. 16 was it for you?
Yes.
Okay. Let me switch over to this. Can I have a D100 from you, please?
I'd really rather you didn't.
It's fine.
Guess I have to roll these. 6, 9, 96.
96. Alright. So, I know that was a very leading but I need to find the stat block first.
That's fine. This is fine.
Perhaps. Mercy, you are the first one to react after those loud noises. What do you do? Hero looks panicked at you. There's actual fear on their face, and Sid mirrors their expression quite easily.
I imagine I would probably just inherently know this about Hero, having grown up with them.
Yes.
But do either of them look less sturdy than I do? Like, technically speaking, less A-seed.
Less AC. What is your AC? 12. Hero is actually a bit more nimble than you. They did sports and the like.
Of course
to
they
keep in
did.
form. Of course they did. As well as a bit of archery. Of course they don't have weapons on them right now, but if they had, they could defend
Sure.
themselves.
Sure.
Sid is looking less sturdy and armored. Almost like, let's say, a commoner. Out of their element.
Okay.
They are running a cafe!
I mean, some cafe owners are, like, retired from other things. Like, maybe they used to be a barbarian or something. I don't know. Like, I don't presume to know where they came
They're
from.
not even 18 yet!
Sid? Oh, gosh.
I described them as very young.
That's true, you did. And
Mostly
what
babysitting.
am I looking? Is it just like the slurping form of a
Yeah,
former
currently it's
person?
a T-junction. And you kind of can look around the corner. You can see this hollowed, empty-looking, dripping corpse with blue vines, and we're talking bright blue vines, shambling towards you.
A single one.
A single one. However, there's a canal behind them. You don't know how many could follow.
Okay. I think we should probably keep running. Honestly.
Fair enough.
I would like to cast mage armor on Sid. Just reach out, and I'm going to be focusing really hard on trying to come up with something to protect him. And assuming somewhere in my studies that would have given me the knowledge of how to do that.
What does this mage armor look like?
It is weak looking because I've never done it before. It's going to be just like a patchy gold swirl until it like settles in just along his exposed skin. Sort of like oil on water.
Oh, yes. Okay. As you kind of pat them on the shoulder, he jumps almost into the air. Oh, God! Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
What's that?
You're good.
Is it good?
It's
okay,
good.
good.
It's good.
Can you
and
run now, please?
Let's run. Hero, grab my sword.
Yes. They grab your sword.
Yeah, because apparently I have a short sword for some reason.
Why do you have a sword? Actually, fuck it.
Yeah, don't ask. And we're gonna go down the other way, and we are not playing Sunken. I'll fix that.
So we are. You are bolting into the other direction. Are you dashing? Well, no, you can't.
I can't, so I'm
moving
just
on.
going to.
However, it is unfortunately the zombie's turn
Sure.
before the others can react because they both rolled shit. So the zombie is going to shamble towards. Oh no, which one am I going to take? Odds or evens? Well, let's hope all that dexterity is paying out for Hero. Oh, it is! It is, as the zombie lunges towards them, but they manage to, the sword is still in its sheath, as you just kind of gave them the entire thing. They managed to actually raise it and kind of push the zombie away from them. Okay, holy shit. It's just one tag.
I'm so
Lower
proud of
levels. Am I right? It's now their turn, and they bolt. They can actually dash. So, actually, they don't. Instead, they draw the sword and deliver a very clean blow to this zombie's head for some damage. They look actually very surprised at their own action, so if that's of any constellation, and draw quite well damage. The zombie is stricken down and does not stand up again. Hero holds the bloodied sword with both hands, still in form but looking completely shocked. Okay.
Hey, proud of you, I think.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. You can do magic.
You can fight?
You know I can fight.
I know, but I've never actually, seen...
I'm sorry to interrupt here, but can we fucking go?
Yeah, on her way by, Mercy would like to, if there's a way of doing it without touching anything, scoop up, a leaf or something, or part of the flower, and in a...
Easy enough, yeah.
Yeah.
You can, depends, do you have gloves?
I sort of do in my art. What do I have? I mean, I would imagine she would, it's...
Yeah,
Sahani,
you can just say, do you have gloves or do you...
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
With gloves, you usually pluck it up, and there's no consequence whatsoever.
Oh, good.
Spoiler warning, you think it's not good to touch those with your, bare hands.
Mm-hmm.
And off this little part of the party runs. Where are you running towards? Because Hero is definitely pushing you to go towards the mansion, which, if I remember correctly, is still located in Clear Garden.
It is...
It's quite a ways away.
There's a lot of canals between here and there, I imagine.
However, Broden, your mansion is also in Clear Garden. The only mansion that is... everybody has a mansion. The only mansion that isn't is Sahir's. I believe that is in the bazaar? If I remember correctly.
I don't think so. Mercy used to live in the bazaar, and I thought they left...
In the fields for the bazaar.
I don't have that note handy.
I thought mine was in Clear Garden as well.
Well, it is now. Everything's in Clear Garden.
Yeah, heading towards Clear Garden is fine, and I'm not going to fight Hero on any of that until we get there, and...
Okay. So, you leave off, and, actually, let's continue with our little analogy of the camera, since it fits right now. The camera pans up, and we can see the entire city in panic. Some things are starting to burn as people have tried to, burn the water corpses, try to ward them off with anything that goes. There are single explosions, and we can see some people able to resist. In quick flashes, we can see night guards, shoulder to shoulder, managing to slowly block off the bazaar and Clear Garden, fighting against the waves of undead hordes with their batons relentlessly battering into heads again and again. We can see a singular theatre, the theatre of Lady Cornwallis. There is a line of night guards in front of it, but they aren't protecting it, as they are actually funneling the hordes into the theatre, where on a balcony above the stage there stands Lady Cornwallis with extended arms, and as the doors close we hear the first tunes of a song. The house begins to twist and dance. Then, also in Clear Garden, the zombies have not broken through yet. But Broden, you are first informed by Parvu, who is knocking on the door of your greenhouse.
Has it begun?
Well, there's a lot of undead zombies everywhere. Lady Newell is requesting you.
Fine. I should go and deal with her first.
Good. I'll protect the greenhouse.
Thank you.
You leave behind Parvu and approach the quarters of... Well, no. You are led by another guard towards the basement. Down and down and down you go until you find yourself in a mausoleum. This mausoleum is a large and long hall with coffins on either side. You can see statues of long-gone members of the Denul family lining them. And in the middle of this hall, you can see your mother standing there, back arched straight and towards you. Broden, we must activate the defenses of the house. Come, I will show you one of the greatest secrets of our house. Treat it well.
Fine.
Next 5 minutes, the two of you complete, under her supervision, a rather complicated-looking circle. In the end, with 2 quick cuts, your blood pours, just a tiny bit, onto the center of the circle, and immediately green vines begin to spring forth, rapidly burrowing through the stone, surrounding the house. Fog begins to billow up. Other magical effects, thorny vines ripping apart zombies, aiding guards, lights blinding and irritating them, begin to encircle the house. All across the city, other houses of noble families do not the same thing, but activate their defenses. And around the university, we can see a red lizard-like shape, quicker than the eye can follow, tearing apart bodies limb by limb, almost as if dancing in delight. Sahir, where are you when this happens?
I would, after M leaves, I probably would pour myself a cup of tea in the glass that was supposed to be for Uma, but of course, Uma just took the water and the tea and left. I should have seen it coming. But I have the cup and the saucer, and I'm just kind of standing on one of the balconies outside in the morning air, and I'm just seeing if my sense of taste has come back. So I've steeped the tea for like 3 times longer than it needs to. Yeah. And I take a sip of the cup.
It doesn't taste like anything. It's just pouring down your throat. It is very unpleasant as a sensation.
Great. I'd splash the water over the banister outside and
down in the garden.
I feel like at that
oh god, it's all over me.
I feel like at that point either like after I throw the water or shortly after, I just kind of set the saucer and the cup down and probably hear the commotion start happening.
It's not actually that you see that you hear, but you first see something farther down, but almost rapidly spreading those tiny flickers of panicked fires. And then the screams reach your ears. However, you would be the only one currently close enough to hear something else, which is in the distance. 3 loud doom, 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 coming from the direction of the black building beyond the sea, the obsidian palace where the Night Queen resides. You know that this is the signal for times of crises and for all night guards to mobilize.
Okay. I was literally about to say, do I know what that signifies? Okay.
Your face gave it away. Also, nobody finds zombies really scary. Come on. Who's afraid of zombies?
Honestly, I'm thinking about what I do here, and considering the tea still has no taste, I haven't had anything to eat in probably about a week at this point.
You're feeling absolutely fine.
It's almost concerning, but
Almost.
Honestly, I'll probably take the moment now, seeing that panic, hearing the panic start to swell in bits and pieces, and coupled with the alarm, I'd probably go in to my room to grab my effects and just go down to the street and start walking around. Like, I literally have nothing else I would do, and this is the first time I've been able to really get out and moving on my own volition in 5-6 days, so...
Naturally, dive into panic. What is your goal? Just
My
wandering
goal?
around?
See what's happening, I guess. And, did I know where M was going?
I believe she told you.
I might head that way.
Okay. Can I please have another perception check for Mercy and Hero? Stealth check, not perception check. That's a perception check on my end. Pardon me.
I was going to say. You may. That is a 17 stealth for Mercy, and 15 plus whatever for Hero.
I lost. It's 21 or something.
Sounds
Okay.
right.
So, in a long and arduous journey, you managed to sneak past. Honestly, the site of a disaster. There is literal blood on the streets. Corpses and people alike shambling around, one of them screaming, the other not. You sneak past. Further and further north you go, and further north. Fewer zombies you encounter, but cats. And in the end, you manage to get to one of the streets where you can see multiple figures blocking the end of the road. Figures robed in what seems to be suits made of shadow. Night guards. Yes, remember the peacekeeping force here was kind of scary and weirdly nefarious.
Weirdly nefarious, that's a description.
It's on my business card.
Are they the ones that came into the flower shop that time?
No, that was the Blood Owls.
Oh, Lord. Right, okay.
You don't know what the gangs are doing.
I'm not going to take
That's
a
just
poll.
fine, honestly. Most of them are probably used to, well, not this kind of thing, but used to violence at least.
Are they letting anyone through? Like,
They seem to be ushering civilians through. Anything that's not dead
okay.
is being led through.
Um,
Sorry, Sahir.
then, Mercy would suggest, shall we join the queue?
Sounds good. Honestly, if they managed to... How did they manage to get here so fast? Still, if they managed to shut off Clear Garden, I mean, I suppose it makes sense they're here first. They managed to shut it off.
Priorities, right? Let the littles deal with the mess while everyone else stays snug in their homes.
Yes, I saw the mess on the way. Thank you.
Yes. I assume Mercy would know about, like, household defense, maybe not details, but that the houses would typically have.
The bigger noble houses, yes. Yours doesn't have that.
But she could
Permanent
guess.
magical defenses are very expensive. But yes,
Sure.
Broden's house definitely has that.
Yeah. Not wanting to is Sahir's estate on the way to the family home?
Yes, it would be on the outskirts of Clear Garden.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Let's dodge this way real quick.
Do you have somewhere to go?
Things to check on before we head home. Safety in numbers, right?
Fine. I'm alright with going there.
They're good ones, Sid.
Oh, thanks. You move towards the house. Well, incidentally, you actually do manage to run into Sahir.
Well, that's one down. Sahir, hello. Bit of a ruckus. Things are kind of a nightmare out here. Where are you off to?
I let you go to breakfast for 5 minutes.
Not my fault. Not even
Is
Hero's
it though?
fault.
Is it though?
Sid can attest. Not my fault.
Yeah. Oh, we're just sitting there having a conversation that looked weirdly serious.
Wait, who's this?
This is my sibling
I'm Sid.
Hero. This is Sid, my cafe person. Who you've probably
Thanks.
seen before at some point.
Hero looking like they just listened to like a lemon or something, just extends their hand. Hello, Hero. I assume you're a friend of my sister's?
I will extend my own hand for a handshake as a courtesy. Associate and business partner.
Yeah.
And shake the hand.
This is really...
Which I imagine is really awkward because it's probably cold and
Yours is
gross.
cold as shit. Yeah.
Is this good? Are we all friends now?
Actually,
because
so here, can you give me a perception check? Sorry, Mercy.
you're fine.
Thank you.
I rolled a 2, which means I got a 4.
Well, you shook hands. It was awkward. Go on.
Don't mean to interrupt this amazing bonding experience, but there are literal bodies coming out of the canal, attacking people. We should probably get somewhere a little more secure than the street.
I mean,
Wait.
the night guards seem to have a handle on it, right?
What's happening?
So, for some reason, there are bodies, the drowned, probably. I didn't stop to ask why they were dead, coming out of the canals. You, having a passing familiarity with the canals, would know that this is not usual. They seem to be covered in some sort of vine type stuff. And, weird that. And they are, brutally attacking people. Hero actually killed one. Pretty proud. Pretty proud.
Oh, great job.
Thank you.
I look.
Cats are resurrected as well.
Oh no.
I
That's
flash a
pretty
wry
gross.
smile at Mercy. What color were the bodies?
Yeah, bit blue. Bit blue. Some, not all,
How-
right?
How blue? Like as blue as you, or like blue like a blueberry, or what?
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10 blueness, fuck you, there's...
Hira and Sid, meanwhile, are looking in the completely different direction, currently thinking about anything but how suspicious the two of you are currently being, with a 2, a 1, and a 1 on their inside checks. My god, that is a nice zombie. Yes, you're right. Clean strike, 10 out of 10.
Out of curiosity, in relation to Mercy, how blue are they? Is it like bright blue?
Why is this a thing?
Well, now Mercy's actually seen them, so she does have the answer.
It is a bit darker.
Is it like Smurf blue?
That's kind of
A
brighter.
bit darker than even that.
Okay, bit darker than me, Sahir. More like she's gonna look around for something approximating the color blue, and point. Now.
I really don't care.
We were
Honestly,
gonna go.
I came out here to find you, seeing as the sirens are going off and
Hey,
this
thanks.
bedlam. Do you think we should find Broden?
Is Bedlam still a thing if it's not a place? Anyway, neither here nor there.
Yes. There is no explanation for this, but it is.
Okay, just checking. I was gonna go drop this one and this one off at the family home and then check on things there, and then Broden for reasons. After
Alright.
finding you, which has happened.
Let's go.
So do any of you have any idea how this happened?
No.
Who's asking that?
Hira.
Sorry. Who's asking? Okay. Okay, look. I can create, like, a fancy little safety buffer or armor or whatever.
It's really fancy though.
They'll jerk their thumb at Sid. I am weirdly flattered that you think I would know how to raise all of the dead.
It's just you don't seem surprised. Oh god, they're becoming one. It's just that you don't seem in the slightest way surprised.
I'm horrified, Hero.
Yes, I know, but that's not surprised.
It is honestly a bit of a surprise, yes. This was not how I expected to spend my morning. No offense, I would not have been having tea in a cafe with you if I thought there was any chance of, zombies joining us. This is I'm trying to think of any other word than shell-shocked. My
Magic missile socked.
My magic missile shock. Gosh darn.
Missile shock. Oh, it's me, missile shock. Somewhere across the street, an old woman is currently battering a zombie with a rolling pin or something. Watch me, missile shock. How dare you! I've been living here for about 15 years and nobody has ever died. Sorry, moving on.
I
Died horribly.
Hearing Hero say that, I'd turn around and say, "Hey, look, Sparky. Everybody processes trauma differently. Why don't you cut us a little slack?" We can't all freak out every time something bad happens. There's got to be people that can keep the cool and direct people and I motion at Sid.
I assure you I can be productive and freaked out at the same time.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who's been able to do that, but I'll take your word for it. You look like you know your
something
street
very
smarts.
special.
I mean, they did
They're mocking
manage
me.
to take out one of the zombies, so that was pretty
Lucky?
playing it cool, if you ask me. Are you surprised?
Can we go now, please? Can we go now?
Yes,
Well, not-
please.
The further back these night guards are going, the less safe I feel. As he says this, you can actually see some of them going slightly back under the assault.
Yeah, let's continue on to the house.
Our estate.
Yeah.
Sorry, I assumed we were scolding and running at the same time.
Yeah, that is.
We are? Oh, look at my legs going. So,
How do we find the house?
without any
What
further
state
incident-
do we
what?
find it in?
Oh.
I mean?
I was so confused for a
I was-
second. Well,
Sahan?
you have lived there.
Yeah.
So, I presume you find the house. You find the house guarded by mercenaries, 2 of them in total. You don't know them, but Hero seems to know them. They nod at them and let the 4 of you pass. Inside, there's quite a situation going on, as the entirety of your family is currently in the not the dining room, in the lounge, I believe, and all of them are sitting there quite tensely, looking at the window to the absolute chaos that Sahani has become. As both you and Hero arrive, your mother bolts up and runs over. I'm so glad oh god, you're safe. Okay, and gives both of you a giant hug, which I presume both of you are equally as reluctant to receive. It's just, come here, and both of you just go, okay, that's enough, mother. Yes, we're safe.
We're fine, we're okay. We're
Yes,
here.
we were incidentally, they give you a pointed nod, together when this happened.
Just wanted to come check on things here.
I believe at this point would be the first time we saw Mercy's entire family, isn't it?
Yeah, assuming everyone's all here, yes.
Everybody is here, yes. Let me just pull up that document. Which, didn't quite anticipate I'd need all of that today, but, how things go.
I searched for it by title length.
Okay. So, we have... okay, full disclosure, I have not designed these NPCs yet, so they will mysteriously remain without any features whatsoever. Just dark shapes sitting in the living room. Your father and your mother, Kanda and Theora, sitting next to each other. Your father is looking quite worried but stoically silent, while your mother is currently fretting over everybody and everything. Occasionally standing up and walking through the room looking, well, as I said already, quite worried. Your two younger siblings, Joy and Amros, are both sitting next to each other, quietly whispering about the entire situation. Well, when you do come closer to them, not about the entire situation, trying to distract themselves, with Joy trying to lift the mood a bit. She's apparently telling a little story or something to him. It looks like he cried. It's better. So I don't want to say fine, but it's better now. There's very much anticipation in the room, as nobody really knows what's going to happen next. And exactly that is what Hira asks as they turn their head towards you. So what's going to happen next? Are you running off again?
She'll come further into the room and probably tousle Amrose's hair a little bit. Kind of ignoring Hero for now.
He kind of just clings onto you.
Neat.
Look at me, giving you NPCs to protect.
Oh no.
Look at the stream.
We don't have to. It's fine.
But we can.
Hey, Amrose, taking care of your sister.
Yep.
Yeah. She'll smile over at Joy.
She gives you a broke smile back.
She's the best. Love
She
her.
is.
Are you all just planning on hunkering down here and...
Well, Father begins. We can't really do anything else. It's not like we have a safety bunker or something. It's... Joy begins... well, not Joy. Ambrose begins to kind of look like he's about to cry again. And your mother raises her hand in a calming manner. Well, they are the night guards. They will take care of things. They will take care of things. That's what they're here for. Don't you worry.
Yeah. That's exactly what they're here for. And...
Hero begins, but after a look at Joy and Ambrose stops.
yeah. Mercy will just give him...
Just 3 stares at him like,
solid
shut up right now.
I'll tell you what, Amrose. Did you know Hero here was actually a bit of a hero earlier?
What'd he do?
Well, there are things out there that are kind of scary, but Hero took one down. One fell swoop.
Whoa. Whoa. Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was my sword, but yeah. They were pretty great. And imagine, Hero's just one person with the whole night guard out there. You're safe as houses in here.
They're the good guys, right?
Yeah.
Once again, 2 stairs saying, shut up, Hero.
Yeah. They're gonna protect everyone. And this here, this is Sid. Sid.
Hello. I'm kind of intrigued. I was standing behind the door. I didn't know who.
Sid can make one of the finest cup of teas in town.
That's me. I can do that.
And I think...
Ambrose immediately diverts his attention. Can you show me how? Sure. Let's find something to boil water with and tea to boil.
I think
after
everything
me,
should be in the kitchen.
Right, let's go to the kitchen. Come on, you. Amos kind of reaches towards him, and Sid, just very irritated, just lowers a hand until Amos can hold his hand. All right, let's show you how to make tea, because that's the thing that you don't know what to do. Can be a tiefling, it's fine. It's hot water.
This is my favorite.
The two of them meander off to the kitchen.
He's resistant. It's fine.
Yeah, he's resistant. Once the two of them are out of eye and earshot, Hero, in this high-pitched voice, goes, "Oh, the night guard will take care of it, will they?"
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want a screaming, scared little brother on your hands?
Not necessarily, but what are we going to do now?
Well, I mean, his faith in the night guard isn't going to change anything one way or the other.
Not yet, anyway.
I was thinking of sitting around in here isn't going to do any good for me, anyway. Sahir and I have been in a couple scraps lately.
What?
Nothing
You
big.
tell me that?
No, it's fine, Mother.
I mean, well, she looks alive.
Yeah.
I
I was
missing. Nothing.
thinking that we could, horns all intact. I was thinking that, we could scope things out outside now that I know everyone's safe. Do what the night guard can't.
Right.
Would you like to join us?
I'm going to go and talk to a few people.
I suspected.
They have an idea. Well, Mother, Father, goodbye. Mercy. See you
Hero.
around. They turn around and leave the room. Mother lets out this audible, "Okay, that could have gone better.
Could have got
Are the
worse.
two of you still... I mean, you talked.
We talked.
Are the two of you still not... We're good?
Better.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful."
We will talk.
In the background, there's a... Right.
Mother. Joy, do you want a seat at that, sweetheart?
So what? I wasn't paying attention.
Would you mind checking in on your brother?
No. She tears her eyes away from the scene outside the window, which she seems weirdly mesmerised by. Granted, it is quite pretty from a distance. Moves over to the door to the kitchen, opens it, swings out.
Is this... she's somewhat moody anyway. Is this unusual for her? Like, that seems like something that would...
No, she's always been fascinated by things that are, beautiful, in her opinion.
Yeah.
It's
That
just
tracks, but I thought
never
I'd ask.
been. It's just never been this morbid
That's
before.
fair. I'm willing to write that off as joy being joy.
What a joy.
Mother, father. I'm going to leave Sid with you, if that's fine. They're not really reconnaissance material.
But you are?
More than he is.
Mercy, darling, there are other people who can do that. You don't have to. I know you and Hero are a bit weird when it comes to the night guard and such things, but surely you can see how this is not your problem to solve.
I'm not.
I mean, it's not like you caused it or anything, so you don't have to. Just sit back and relax.
It's more, now that I've checked in on you, and I know that you are safe, I have other people I'm worried about. I don't expect to
We
run
can
into
send one
any
of the
trouble.
guards.
But that's
It's
one less
dangerous
guard to
outside.
protect you, mother dear.
But come on. Nothing. You surely can stay here.
I'll
Family
be
should stay
back.
together. Come
I'll
on,
be
these
back
people
before
can't
you
be as
notice.
important as your family. What will you do if you come back and this is just a burnt room?
It's not that bad. I whisper to Mercy, to M. If the house burns down, it's not that bad. Trust me. I've been through it.
Okay, well,
Who are you, by the way?
And no one of consequence.
That seems to actually please him. It's just Matt Jax. Oh, a peasant. No. That's very much the faces they have, but they don't say that out loud. Not anymore.
look, you know I don't want to... If I stay here, I will pace, I will upset Amorous. It will be terrible. I'll be back
What
before
if
you
you
know.
die outside?
Well, I just won't.
You can't just say that.
I mean, I can.
Be reasonable, Mercy. This is not your problem. Just stay here.
Has asking me to be reasonable ever worked for you?
That's a point. Fine. Go out and do whatever you need to do, I suppose.
I will. Take care. So here, let's go.
Someone has to.
She's going to ignore that and turn and leave the room.
You deduce from the open front door that Hero has already left without saying anything, which probably was the wiser choice.
On my way out, I give a mock bow and I say, "Thank you for your gracious hospitality.
She gives a bow back.
shall-
You're most welcome.
I'll make sure that your daughter returns without a single hair out of place."
That's
And then
very
I'll turn and
gracious of
leave.
you. The irony and sarcasm is completely lost on me. Nobles. So. It's that time already. I think it is, isn't it? No. I think we have... Can somebody help me with the time here? Do we have another hour or do we need to wrap this up now?
It's 2:00 Eastern.
Yeah, I think this is our usual time. Do we go till the half hour? Shoot, now I don't
I
remember.
have literally no idea what that means.
I don't think so.
God.
I thought we usually go to 2.
I think you're right. Sorry, I thought you were asking that and rolling dice at the same time in some sort of like terrifying way.
No. I'm literally very confused if we need to stop now or not.
This is our traditional approximate end time, yes.
Okay, so it has been 3 hours. Let's wrap this up now that I know that we need to, because I'm literally so terrible at math I can't add +3. This has been a new low for me. Anyway, yes, thank you, Mo. That definitely helps. So, where are Mercy and Sahir headed?
To Broden's.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, you leave towards Broden's. It is a very, very the word. Wow, those 3 hours confused the shit out of me. They completely broke me. It's a very close call.
Welcome
thank
to
you, Brain.
Swapper's Breakdown.
It's happening again. It's a very close call, but you indeed managed to enter the manor with the guards very easily able to recognize you as, they probably remember those people running away from that weird person whom they then murdered afterwards. Just before the line of night guards is actually forced to retreat far enough for the mansion to stand outside on its own. However, the high fence and the magical defenses, vines tearing apart the bodies, as well as the guards with their expert training and weaponry that is quite expensive, are able to hold off the hordes for now. Reconvene with Broden, and your only, and I just do mean this, your only clue on how to solve this situation is an offhand remark by a biologist in the university. So, next session, we will see if you're able to solve this situation. Or if somebody else is. And, of course, what the cost of this was. Now, let's go around quickly to our sign-offs. Who wants to start? Let's go with Raven.
Oh, you gotta go with the guy in the middle?
Yes, I know.
Hello, I'm Raven. I have been playing Broden, although I was not very active today. You can find me here on Twitch at Unanimous2, Unanimous the number 2. You can find me on Twitter at Unanimous2, as in we are unanimous. My favorite part of the session today is going to be the amount of surprise on M when Hero is able to slash the water zombie. You can fight? You can cast magic?
Siblings. Gotta love them. Who wants to go next?
I can go next. Hi, I'm Wren. You can find me on Twitter and on Twitch at Thorny Dryad, like a prickly bush. When I'm not playing in City of Shadows on alternating Saturdays, you can catch me on Open for Adventure's Sunday afternoon stream called Death's Keepers, where I play a plucky halfling called Devereux Thistlebrook, and I play alongside the wonderful Eva. I think I pointed in the wrong direction, but that's okay. I also am the voice of a character called 8 in a podcast called Roads Uncharted, which can be listened to through Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. We have been releasing our second season, and we are in the midst of a pie eating competition that just posted last night. So if you haven't been listening, now's the time to get listening so you can hear about that. My favorite moment today was actually probably a collection of moments. It's the fact that Hero and Sid insisted on stopping us to have conversations while we're trying to run away every time. You can cast magic, you can fight. Can we talk about this while we move? Okay. And then the discussion about it just left my head. The whole thing. I liked those exchanges. I love sibling brattiness. It's fun.
I guess that leaves it to me. For me, I'm Eva. This is my channel. Surprise, surprise. You can find me later this afternoon at 3 p.m. Pacific for a nautical 5e campaign called Horizon's Call. And then sporadically for one-shots here and there. Every other Saturday for City of Shadows. And as Wren said, Death's Keepers on Sunday afternoons. Yeah, no, that's still afternoon for Pacific time, so that's exciting. Working on projects that I don't have dates for, so that's exciting. My favorite moment, Lord, honestly, I loved the conversation between Chap and Sahir as Sahir was dying, because it was so thematically heavy, and then just Chap with the little squeaks. That's me. So now it is by default Swapper.
That was indeed the best conversation. I'm Swapper. You can find me on Twitter under @GreatSimplicity, as well as on the Open Adventure channel every Wednesday, playing Kai, the angriest druid in the world, who's also a werewolf. Apart from that, I have nothing going on, which saddens me the most. Well, apart from this, but you knew that. My favourite moment of the session, there were many good moments, but I think when Pavu offered to protect the greenhouse and Broden thanked him, I think that was my favourite moment. It was very subtle, but I liked it. Oh, I believe that was it.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Swap.
Find us again here in 2 weeks on, what was it? Alternating Saturdays. What a nice ring to it. Fuck you, January. Fuck everything you stand for. It's 5 weeks now.
The third.
The third?
The third is our next meeting point.
Oh, I was very... Yes.
Thank you, Raven.
Thank you. I was kind of expecting people to figure that out for themselves, because I can't, as you've witnessed today, in my utter confusion of if we are done yet or if we're not. Well, anyway, speaking of done yet, we're done yet. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching, and thank you for playing.
Take care of yourselves. We're going to go send everyone over to Liz. So if you don't already know her, send Liz your love. Have a great night.
Send water zombies and spiders.